Wow, what an interior. Welcome to my channel, guys. This is the Mercedes-Benz GLC200 and I'm really excited. Thank you very much to Mercedes-Benz Malaysia for the weekend ride. I'm really excited because this is actually a hat-trick month. I've been getting media cars for 3 consecutive weekends. So it may not seem like a big deal to some, but it definitely is a big deal to me. If you like my type of videos, you can support me by subscribing to my channel and I'll be able to feature more cars for you in the future. So just like last week, I don't have a plan for this car for this weekend yet. We'll play by ear, but rest assured, I'll definitely talk to you about how the car drives. I'll also show you around the car a bit, and at the end of the video there will always be a short segment where I tell you a bit of my comments about the car. It could be something that I like, it could be something that I dislike. Well, stay tuned. Right, so I gotta experience the car a bit, so stay tuned to find out more about this car. 1 litre bottle fits in here easily. That's the thing. There's no keyless entry. I actually touched the door handle just now, assuming that it has it. So I am on my way to Sekinchan right now. I'm actually on the highway. Why I started it on the highway is because after driving this for about 2 days, I concluded that this car is a highway cruiser. Don't you think so? Full heat.
What?
Underwhelming. This car is really nice to drive on long distances. It comes with a 2-litre turbocharged engine that churns out 184 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque. It may seem like not a very high figure, but you can't deny that it's more than enough for daily use. See, I'm overtaking somebody easily. It is packed to a 9-speed G-tronic gearbox by Mercedes-Benz and it is silky smooth. There is absolutely no jerk from the gearbox even at low speeds, and it is not a dual clutch for those that don't know about this gearbox. And the suspension that you get in this car is actually what Mercedes-Benz calls the off-road suspension. It is actually different from the GLC250. Well, obviously different because that is AMG suspension. I don't know why you need to put an off-road suspension in this car because it's actually a rear-wheel drive car. Yeah, that is, if you didn't know, this is actually a rear-wheel drive, not a 4MATIC. And having off-road suspension, it is also higher than the GLC250. They assume you want to go off-road, I don't know, but that doesn't really...
So you can go through higher water.
You can take it in such a way that if your area always flood, right, this car may suit you. It rides higher than the GLC250. But the downside of having this off-road suspension, through corners the body roll is actually very apparent. On highway, if you're going on a straight road, that's fine. It's actually very well composed, very well balanced. Everything feels very well built, honestly. Power delivery is great. The only thing that I just said is the cornering of this car. It doesn't really give you confidence through corners. How come suddenly the traffic becomes so slow? We actually left KL quite late to Sekinchan. We have another 50 minutes to go before we reach Sekinchan Redang Beach. I mean, even on all these countryside roads, we are not on the highway right now. It feels very well composed. As long as I don't go really fast through a corner, then that's fine. Everything feels very comfortable. I think I'll just transform into POV mode right now. Right, so this is the dashboard that you're looking at right now. It's actually very similar to the C-Class. Well, it's based on the C-Class anyway. But if you were to get this car, I would recommend you getting in this particular color configuration. The leather right here, I don't know whether it's showing up on the camera. It's actually brown leather. You have 3 colors to choose from. I think it's white, black and brown, if I'm not mistaken. And you can also choose the leather for the seats as well. These are brown leather seats. I don't know about you guys, but brown is actually my favorite color for car interior. The steering is actually very nice to hold. The leather does feel very high quality. The controls that you get on the left is actually to control this center instrument panel. There's a lot of functions through there, so you could just play around with it. On the right is for your communication, as well as your volume button, your multimedia, and also to answer a phone call. And as you can see, it also has 9 3 indentations on the steering wheel. It is also very ergonomic, and it has paddle shifters at the back. Well, they are black plastic. I don't think I ever need a paddle shifter in this car. Well, at least for the past 2 days I didn't really use it. So if you're familiar with the GLC250, I think you could spot it as well. The steering wheel is actually different. The steering wheel on that model actually has a flat bottom. This is actually a standard steering wheel. The screen in the center is actually a 7-inch non-touchscreen screen. And coming on to the driver's seat, well, not just the driver's seat, all the seats in this car is actually wrapped in high quality leather, and I personally like it very much. You get all the basic adjustments on this car electronically through this control right here. You have lumbar support as well. You can also adjust the height of the lumbar support, and you have thigh support. Both of the things that I really want in a car, although it's manual thigh support, but it doesn't matter. The leather of the seats is actually perforated leather, but then I find it a bit hot or warm lah. I'm actually in town area. I can't go really fast, but at this sort of speed where I'm driving sedately, it does feel very well composed as well. The only command, which is the same command, the suspension, it is a bit bumpy. If you're talking about a speed bump, it's fine. If you're going at a normal speed, I mean speed that you usually go through a bump lah, we actually glide through speed bumps quite comfortably. I'm still wondering why they call it off-road suspension. So these are the back seats. So you can actually fit 3 adults back there, but there's a big tunnel in the middle lah, so you may have to lift your leg higher than usual. Visibility wise, it's not bad also this car, although the C-pillar is a bit wide. If you are a slow or sedate driver, right, this car is perfect for you. You don't get jerks at all. I can't really find fault with the pairing of this engine with the gearbox. It does feel very smooth. Pick up at stop and go traffic like this is also very comfortable. You don't get jerks like I said. Look at this bump. How would you rate that? So coming on to the sound installation of this car, sound installation is actually quite impressive, at least in my own opinion. And honestly, I don't usually compliment tire noise installation in cars that I featured. If you really follow most of my videos, I usually comment on the tire noise. But in this car, that's not the case. Tire noise is actually very well insulated despite it is 19-inch wheels. They are actually quite huge, you know. And I'm not just talking about at speeds like this. Even on highway at 100 km/h, the tire noise is also very well insulated. Yeah, and stay tuned to the end because I will definitely show you guys a night view of the cabin. It is actually very beautiful in my opinion. I hope you guys like this video because literally I'm driving to Sekinchan just to film this car. We're actually quite late when we arrive at Sekinchan, so we are not there for anything other than to film this car. The brakes, they don't jerk you, they don't suddenly brake really hard also. Very easy to control. And fuel consumption in this car, I don't know how are you gonna view it, but to me it's a 5-seater family SUV. And currently I've driven for about 218 km and my fuel consumption is 10.1 liters per 100 km. Most of the 218 km is city driving, so I don't know about you guys, but to me I find it quite acceptable. I would assume that 9-speed transmission play a big part as well because on highway you can really cruise at higher gears, which logically speaking would help in fuel consumption. I don't know, it also depends on how you drive the car, right? I've been driving it quite sedately. This car is definitely not built for sporty drive. Well, I mean, it's not a sporty car anyway. You should have expected that once you heard off-road suspension was put into this car. So we are turning into this place which she just suggested that we come and visit. It's a cafe. I believe it's those colourful buildings, is it?
It's a bus.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at it's a beautiful sight lah. Yeah, this is the place that we are coming to. Is it open?
Yes.
After the visit to this cafe, I'm going to talk to you about the car lah. Look at that view. And close up, they actually look like this. It's a bit noisy because of the aircon compressor. Beautiful place, beautiful car. Now, let's go into this cafe. That's actually a cafe side view. And I realized this side is nicer. Looks more like a paddy field. You climb up the stairs. Entrance. I'm sweating, but it's actually air conditioned and it's cold in here. It's a cozy little cafe in a bus. Next, beautiful scenery all around you. So food has arrived, good view, good food. Let's eat. So I just parked the car. I want to take this chance to quickly talk to you about the car. As you can see, sun is setting. It's actually 7:15 right now. Alright, so let's get straight into it. From the front, definitely you can see the difference from the GLC200 because you don't get the AMG starting here. Lights. Yeah, these are actually LED high performance lights. It's actually stated right here. GLC250 is actually the intelligent light system, so you don't get adaptive high beam in this particular variant. Side steps. Rear. In the rear, you actually get LED tail lamps. Really nice. Everything is LED in here. No halogen involved. Now if you realize the front and the back actually has exterior chrome package, which is this part right here. See? And since we're in the back, let me just show you. This is the boot space. First of all, the tonneau cover is really easy to operate because it's guided, so you can't go wrong. You definitely latch it on easily. You can see really practical. You get a basket as well. Yep, that's a collapsible basket. Now on the side you actually get two switches to fold the seats down. The seats actually fold down quite flat. Well, not completely flat, but quite flat. I'm going to show you guys later. Another thing I'm going to show you guys is that I don't know if you guys realize the boot actually opens up quite high. Even I have to stretch out quite a bit to press the button to close it. So coming out the back seat. As I mentioned, really nice leather seats. You get sunshades. Let me just step in. Right, so it's quieter right now. Beautiful dashboard. This is the front driver's seat. Front driver's seat is actually very comfortable. I really love it. It's very plush, really comfortable. I like how soft it is, yet still provide you enough support to hold you in place, as you can see from this angle. And like I said, you can extend your thigh support, which is absolutely wonderful. Lumbar support, you can adjust the height. Same for the co-driver seat. And for the rear passenger, is also quite comfortable because the rear seats are slightly slanted from this angle. And if you notice that, you get ambient lighting in this car, which I'm going to show you guys later on because right now it's not dark enough. So this car has 3 climate control. You can adjust the climate at the back, fan speed as well. And this is the tunnel in the middle that I'm talking about. Can you see right now? Yeah, it's fine honestly, although it's quite prominent. Can easily cross over. No problems at all. The middle seats are also quite comfortable, and there's no problem with leg room as well. This is my sitting position. Look at that. It's really comfortable at the back because the seats are also quite soft. If you guys know, some Conti car seats are actually very stiff, but it's not the case in this car. It's very comfortable. I love it. Let's move on to the driver's seat. Oh, there's one thing I find the doors quite light. You have to slam it harder than usual if you're not used to it. So yeah, let's get into the driver's seat. I really like how the ambient lighting bounces off from the controls right here. It's very beautiful at night. That is actually projected from down below right here. You get Mercedes-Benz illuminated door sills, aluminium ones. And again, beautiful interior. Right, let's jump in. It's very noisy, I know. At least it demonstrated how the sound insulation is in this car, right? It's actually very quiet in here. Depending on how you sit in this driver's seat, I realized this bulge is actually quite high. If you were to use your touch and go, you might have to lift up your body a bit or just increase the seat height, because this is quite high. That's not a problem, I'm just highlighting it. This compartment right here is actually quite huge, you know, in here. I know it's not really obvious right now. I have a whole camera in here, 2 bottles. This bottle holder can actually fit a 1 liter bottle. So it is a very useful storage space. You get storage space here as well. And this storage space is also very deep. Look at that. It's about the length of my arm. The glove box is practical as well. So the interior in this, as I mentioned, is actually from the C-Class. That's why it looks fairly similar. But I have to say, I'm not really used to this system, this infotainment system. I don't find it very user-friendly, but then I've only driven the car for about 2 days. Controls right here. This is a volume button. This is to turn on and off your screen. There. This one, don't touch for your safety. So this is to change between your driving modes. Let's demonstrate it. You get individual, Sport Plus, Sport, Comfort and Eco mode. In individual mode, all you can configure is the steering weight, power delivery, climate control and also whether to have auto start stop on or off. You can't configure the suspension on this car because it's the off-road fixed suspension. But from my experience so far, I prefer to leave it in comfort or eco, which suits this car. This car is not a sporty car, so I don't find it really nice to drive in sport mode. It's getting really dark, and one thing that I didn't show you guys is that both sides of the car has these switches right here. You don't get latches up here. What you get is one switch on this side and another side where you just pull on it and that will fold the seat down. So let me correct myself, it actually folds down very flat. I don't know whether you can see it. So dark already. So Mercedes did a good job in the practicality side. So I just got back to KL from Sekinchan. It has been a tiring, almost 2-hour drive actually because I've been driving really slow. I don't know how well is it showing up on the camera, but this is how the cabin looks like at night. The ambient lighting is quite beautiful. There's actually 3 colors, white, yellow and this blue. Look at that. It's from a strip of light. Oh, and since I'm showing you guys the ambient lighting, look at the cabin light. It's bright. It will really light up the cabin. Plus you still have your reading light from under the rear mirror over here. Like that. This is with all the lights on. But there isn't any light illuminating this part though. There's actually LEDs over here at the cup holder, but not in the storage. Oh, apparently there is yellow light, very faint yellow light. But there's one more thing, my verdict on this car on whether it is the car of your choice. So a quick recap and conclusion of this car through my experience. If you are the type of person who likes to drive so daily and your daily commute consists of long distance driving, this car is definitely for you because it rides comfortably. Power delivery is not an issue. Power is not an issue as well. 184 horsepower, like I said, is more than enough. And why is it long distance driving? Is because from my personal opinion, this car drives really well on straighter roads. Not to say that it's not well composed through the corners, but I do feel a lot of body roll, a lot of apparent body roll through corners if you are at higher speeds. There's also a thing I didn't mention, but this is visible only during at night. This side mirror on the right is actually auto dimming, as well as the rear mirror, but the left side mirror actually doesn't have auto dimming. So at times, although I don't get glare from this right side mirror and this rear mirror, I do get a lot of glare from that left mirror. I don't know about you guys, but this is really through my personal experience of living in this car, and I think that is really worth mentioning it. And if you really look at the spec sheet, if you want to compare this car with the GLC250, there's quite a bit of things that they took out if compared to that. Number 1, headlights, as I showed you, is not the intelligent light system. Number 2, it's actually a 2-wheel drive, it's not a 4MATIC. Number 3, there's no panoramic sunroof. Number 4, there's no Burmester sound system. Number 5, you get a less power engine. Well, it doesn't mean that it's underpowered right now, just that it's 211 horsepower in the GLC250, right now it's 184. And then there's the fact that you get the off-road suspension and not the AMG suspension. I mean, it depends on how you look at it, because you get a higher ride height. So like I said, it could be because of your personal preference. Maybe you go through a lot of flood areas, this could be the perfect car for you. And some of the other aesthetic stuff that you don't get in the GLC250, you also don't get it in, you don't get it in this particular car obviously. And the price difference is around 30,000. But honestly, I don't think not having those should be a reason for you for not choosing this car. If you don't compare this car with the GLC250, this car is actually more than enough. More than enough for daily use. This car is actually very relaxing to drive. Just now when I drove back, I actually found myself subconsciously driving back at around 80 km/h, which is super relaxing. That is the beeping noise that I was looking for to show you guys. That actually tells you that you're actually too close to the car in front. It's like a pre-collision warning kind of thing. The sound installation is actually pretty good in this car. That includes engine noise, exterior noises, and also your tire noise. It's really well insulated. So I hope you guys found this video informative enough. If I didn't answer your question, just let me know in the comment section, I'll answer you. So I just got home and this is my fuel consumption after driving for 358 kilometers. 9.6 litre per 100 kilometer if you can't see it, which is quite impressive for 5-seater family SUV. So I hope you guys found this video informative enough. Like usual, if this video did answer a question of yours, just comment down below and I'll answer it there. And also, if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe right now if you like this sort of contents to support me so that I can feature more cars for you in the future. And of course, feel free to like and share this video as well. So that is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.